Michelle with the Traveling Epicurean, and today I'm going to teach you how to make chicken piccata.
Don't worry about it.
This chicken piccata sauce is so good. It's a lovely lemony wine sauce with shallots and capers. How easy it is to make, and the best part of it is you can make it in the afternoon, put it in the fridge, and then you're done with dinner. Your friends or guests can come over and you're already done with the cooking. You just put it in the oven at 325 and then you can enjoy being with them. So let's get going, and I'm going to show you how easy this is. So these are the lovely ingredients that you're going to need for the chicken piccata. Chicken, garlic, mushrooms, mashed potatoes, chicken broth, freshly sauteed spinach, fresh lemons, capers, and finely chopped shallots, and a nice bottle of white wine. You know, something that you like to drink. You want to cook with wine that you're going to be drinking. The chicken breast you can have done at your local butcher. That's their profession. They love to cut up and butterfly and pound out that chicken breast for you. So if you don't have the time, go ask them. So this is how I do it. I take one chicken breast and I slice them into 3. And then I'm going to pound them in between 2 sheets of wax paper. So if you want to try this yourself, this is how I pound out my chicken breast. I hold down the top, slice through, so that's 1. Then I'm going to slice it again. I'm going to slice it right in the middle there. And I'm going to slice 2. So I end up with 3 pieces. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to cover them, you know, with another piece of wax paper here. Then I'm just going to pound them out. You don't want to pound them too much or the chicken breast itself falls apart. You're just trying to make it even, for even cooking. And it also tenderizes it a little bit, you know. Very simple. But again, you know, your local butcher would be happy to do this. There's some wonderful local butchers. There we go. All done. Well, that took a whole 1 minute to do. They're beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Okay. And then we just discard with the wax paper. Okay, so it's important to be organized here. It'll make things go much easier. Let's add some salt, flour, some pepper. We have our chicken back here. The flour, we're going to dredge it in. We have our pan that we're going to add the olive oil, and then we do have a baking dish in the back there, and that's for when we finish sauteing the chicken breasts and deglazing them. We have somewhere to put them that's close. Okay, let's start by adding some olive oil onto a pan that I've been preheating for about 5 minutes or so. I'd say it's about 3 tablespoons of olive oil, and then we're going to add a little bit of butter and our garlic cloves. Got the garlic in there, and we are sizzling. It's going to help us tell when the chicken's ready to go in. And we're just going to get this golden brown. We're flavoring the oil. And then we're going to take out the garlic. These garlics are looking incredible. Look how golden they are. My favorite way to eat these is on a piece of crusty bread with a little bit of butter, and then I smear that all over the bread. Oh, it's so good. Okay, so we're going to take these out and we're going to set them aside so they don't get bitter. We want to put in our little slab of butter there. It's not even a tablespoon. It's just so you can see the sizzle and you know when the chicken is ready to go in the pan. You hear that bubbling and that sizzling? It's ready now. So then we want to go over to our chicken and we're going to dredge it in the flour. We're going to shake it off, and then we're going to lay it in our pan. Just like that. And we're going to keep doing that until we have filled up the pan. Make sure you have all the chicken covered in the flour. and then shake it off and into the pan. The heat's on like a medium-high heat because you don't want that chicken sitting in the olive oil. You want it sizzling. And it's probably going to be about 2.5 minutes, say, on each side. Okay, the chicken has been simmering about 2.5 minutes on each side. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's a golden brown. And now we're going to deglaze with some white wine. Can you hear the beautiful sizzle? So we're going to pour on about 1/4 cup of white wine. And then we're going to cover briefly with a lid just so it can infuse into the chicken. Just wait like 1 minute, and then we're going to pull the lid, let it reduce a little bit, and then we're going to put it into our back dish back there and let it set and do the next round. It's going to be so good. It smells amazing with that white wine right now. Oh, look how beautiful that is. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so we're going to take this out and put this in the back pan. These pieces have gotten so tender. We're just going to lay them down in the back there. And then we're going to pour this little bit of reduction right over this pan. Like so. Just like that. And let that sit. And all those flavors are going to infuse and just really develop and become absolutely even more delicious than they already are. The smell of the wine and the garlic and the chicken smells really, really good. Okay, so we have the same pan. I did use a spatula to get out any of the last of the drippings because we don't want them to burn too much. I'm adding more olive oil for this next batch. 3 chicken breasts sliced into 3. I'll be able to do this in 2 batches. Just like that. And then we're going to add some more of those garlic cloves and get those flavoring this next batch of olive oil. Oh, it smells so good. This is a great recipe. Actually, chicken piccata was invented in Italy, and the dish was mainly a veal piccata. Here in the United States, chicken piccata is more prevalent than the veal piccata. It's kind of a neat little story. And piccata is a method of cooking, slicing the meat thin, sautéing it. I'm going to turn this heat down a little bit. You see it to start to smoke a little bit. You know it's a little bit too hot, and you're just going to want to turn it down just a little bit. Well, that first batch is browning or turning golden. You take the rest of the breasts and you go through and you flour and coat them all. So you're ready to go on the next round. So we have a tablespoon of butter in there right now. We're going to saute the shallots, the finely diced shallots. I like them fine because they disappear into the sauce. I finely chopped those golden 6 garlic cloves that I sauteed to flavor the olive oil. And then we have our finely sliced mushrooms. I'm adding just maybe a tablespoon of olive oil back into the pan. And then we're going to add the shallots. And we're going to add the mushrooms. We get our finely diced shallots in there and all of our mushrooms. It looks like a lot of mushrooms right now, but that's really going to reduce down. The water renders out of the mushrooms, and they're going to get very delicate and tiny when they start cooking. We're just sauteing these mushrooms over medium heat. Look how quickly this is going because all those mushrooms are paper thin. And then we're going to add the golden chopped garlics to the end. Those are already cooked. We don't need to recook them. We just need them to heat through, and then they'll disappear into the sauce as well. So and then we're going to deglaze with some more white wine. It's all these layered salt in there, pinch of pepper, You can always adjust the salt and the pepper at the end. I like to do it at the end because as things reduce and render, the flavor becomes more intense, and so you don't want to oversalt that. So you could always add the salt at the end. Add in the garlic. You don't even have to add in the garlic. You can completely keep the garlic out if people aren't partial to garlic. Just happen to love the garlic, so it's always going to go in. Oh, it smells so amazing. Oh, that white wine is just evaporating. I am going to put the lid on it just for about 30 seconds or so. Let those mushrooms infuse with all that wine goodness. Okay, now it's starting to reduce. And we're going to add the chicken and the capers into the pan. Now we're going to add in the capers. You really don't need a lot of capers. The capers are flowering buds from a caper plant. And I like the larger capers because the larger ones are closer to becoming a flower. They're really close to opening, so that's why they're so big. And I think they're more tender. They're not as compact as the little ones. The capers come in different sizes. I really love them all, and it really doesn't matter which one. But it's fun to sometimes change it up using different sizes. Back in. And then we're going to add a little bit of chicken stock and a little bit more wine. Maybe like a 1/4 cup of chicken stock. And we'll let it simmer just for about 5 minutes. It's all back in the pan. 1/4 cup of chicken broth and another 1/4 cup of white wine. So altogether we did a 1/4 cup at each batch of chicken, so that was a 1/2 cup, another 1/4 cup for the deglazing of the mushrooms, and then another 1/4 cup. So we used total about a cup of white wine. And now it's just going to simmer for about 5 minutes. At the very end, we'll give a squeeze of lemon. We really want that liquid to reduce down too much because it's going to be our gravy. In America, we serve this with starches. In Italy, it's a secondo plate, which means it's a second plate. So you've had that starch and pasta before this plate. I happen to like mashed potatoes and spinach with my chicken piccata. So that's how I'm going to plate it up in a minute, and then you'll see how delicious it is. We finished our chicken piccata. Looks absolutely delicious. You're going to want to squeeze some lemon on here right before you serve it. You really don't want to cook the lemon because it gets really bitter as it cooks. Our mashed potatoes and our spinach. And I really like layering things. I think it looks really beautiful. It makes for a great presentation. Potatoes. I'm going to place spinach right on top there. And then we're just going to spoon some of this beautiful chicken piccata right on top. Could do 2 pieces, just like that. And then pour the sauce around. It's okay if it slides off a little bit to the side. Wow, look how amazing that is. I can't wait to take a bite. I cannot wait to take a bite of this chicken piccata. Looks absolutely delicious. The chicken is wicked tender. This is a kind of large portion. It might be a man's portion. But just wanted to show you how to stack that there. Really, really good. You're gonna love this dish. Have another bite. I can't wait for you to make it. And again, with this recipe, you can find it on my website, The Traveling. Thank you for being here with me today. Don't forget to go to thetravelingepicurean.com. All the recipes are there. Thank you. Ciao.